you guys think this is the best way to go? Why do you think that?
No, there's algae, and once that mixes with water, it actually becomes very slippery, and I myself fallen a number of times on it.
So this is the best way to go? Any obstacles that you guys are facing? And how are you overcoming that?
So this one here, right here, super tall, so you're going to go for the big flat ones.
Good observation there, Amy. What might be the implications coming up ahead? Sorry? Obstacle? Yeah?
Obstacle and water, and you need to maneuver around it without...
Any other implications? Do you think that could be a hazard? And how could it be a hazard? And what are you going to do to avoid that hazard? Good. Oh, nice teamwork, nice teamwork. Do you think there's any implications to your footwear maybe? And so how are you guys going to overcome this issue? Do you think we could have done anything better in that last little trick? Yeah, so moving forward, what do you think we're going to do? So do you think that was the best solution? Yep. Yeah. So any other risks or implications that you guys may see?
Moderate risk, I'd say. There being a landslide, potentially blocking our escape or falling on us.
So how can we plan a successful walk, including these risks, so we kind of avoid them?
Yeah, I guess just steer clear of ways, and any areas that you have quite vulnerable, trees and stuff going down there, you can see the pressure that's in soil that are falling down.
Also, if you're just very observant of your surroundings as you are taking your journey, what you feel we're up to. Sounds enemies that you can't give away anything from the cliff faces that's going to come down on you. So, keep your eyes open.
Yes.
Prime example here. Prue did not have her eyes open. She has not a little box. If you are aware of your surroundings, you're aware of the tides, you are near the water, all of those things are worth taking into account, especially when planning for adventure like this.
And how can we communicate those sort of issues or let's say hazards if maybe one of your teammates hasn't really noticed it?
Verbal communication is going to be key, especially if your friend for that matter is out of eyesight or out of eye range for that matter. Give them a nice big shout to make them aware of what is a possible hazard.
Yeah. And what do you think the best approach is to this obstacle? Do you think that's the best option? So what are the implications here?
Being suspended, falling,
And what do you think maybe a solution is to this problem?
finding a way around it,
And how are you going to do that?
observing. I suppose we could try and climb down here.
And do you think this would be the better option?
Hold on. I'd say let's go with Dylan's option. He definitely looks like he's got the footholds in place.
And that's the best option to the problem at hand?
I believe so. Now I've got a strong man at the bottom to make sure we don't.
How do you guys think we can create sustainable momentum in our walk?
Can I ask you to elaborate further on the question?
So how do we continue to progress throughout the coast walk with all the implications and hazards and obstacles in the way?
There is three of us here. If we run into a situation like we've just did, all of us are going to put ourselves in there and look at a solution that overcame that particular obstacle. So even as we expect this, a walk along the beach is going to be nice and simple. There are things that do come into play that can make it a little bit more difficult. So teamwork, communication, and thinking together is going to be very important to keep this moving.
And reflecting on the previous obstacle that we just faced, do you think it was the best outcome possible, or would you have liked it to go maybe a different way?
Hey, at the end of the day, all of us went down, no one was injured, and that's the main thing. So no, I wouldn't do anything differently.
Good answer, Amy. So how are you overcoming this obstacle, Francesca?
By leaning on Dylan.
And Dylan, how are you going to overcome this obstacle if Francesca slips?
Picture,
But what happens if you slip?
ask you to me.
But what happens if I'm not available?
Got a friend of Jesus that are in my head. And then if I do, you guys are able to help quickly. Yeah, I'm dead.
So do you think that is a help in maybe some obstacles that you could occur?
Many of my friends here, in the today, I will at least be able to talk about help in the point to take them further if they need necessary assistance.
And did you plan that before? You knew you were doing this walk, or?
In all honesty, no. It wasn't something that was planned. At first, I kept things through one of my jobs.
Perfect.
So Jessica, what do you think makes a great teammate?
Someone who's very helpful, reliable, good communication. Yeah.
Understanding. Friendly, I suppose. Loyal.
Understanding and willing to compromise as well. Because if you get a strong-minded person in a team that's not wanting to do anything in anyone else's way, that team's not going to be functional. So you need people who are going to be open to options, willing to maybe step aside and let someone else take the lead.
So
if they have got a better outlook on a situation.
So when you're looking at, let's say, teamwork, do you reckon everyone has to be in line with each other and work together?
That's the only way really a team's going to work. Like, I know it sounds corny to say it, but there's no I am team. So the whole purpose of a team is that you come together as a group, that you, even though you're all individually minded, you come together and still are able to function as one and agree on things. Teamwork is important as well because that's the way, there's some situations you can't face on your own, so as a team you can face them together.
Yeah. And so as we're talking about teamwork, do you think this next obstacle that we're facing requires teamwork?
Yes.
What do you think the implications are here?
It's a very awkward way to get down
Oh yeah.
And why do you think that?
because it's not being made to climb.
And how are you going to get around this?
Teamwork.
Are you sure this is the best option that you're taking, the route?
Yes.
And why do you think that?
Because there's oysters on that side, on that rock over there, and if you try sliding down, because it's a decent drop, you might end up cutting yourself. And oysters are not nice to it.
And what's the implications of cutting yourself?
Needing immediate first aid if required. Potentially.
I have plasters with me.
Oh really?
Yes, I've got plasters in my pocket.
Well.
And that was planned because I do have blisters, so it works out in the benefit that if anyone hurts themselves, we've got plasters.
Amy's to the rescue.
First aid.
Yes.
And what do you think the implications are if someone does get hurt in this environment?
It does make it a little bit more difficult if someone gets seriously injured. It does make it a lot more difficult for the authorities or people who have actually got the required skills to be able to come in and assist us.
And why do you think that?
We're on the edge of the cliff between a cliff face and the ocean, and that I think just goes to show, I mean, if someone was seriously injured, they'd have to come down here with a stretcher and probably carry them all back across this terrain. It's not really suitable for an ambulance or anything just to easily pull in and yeah, no, a helicopter wouldn't even be able to land. I mean, they'd probably, if it was that serious, they'd be able to hover and get you in there, but even then, like, you've got helicopter blades and the pressure that they emit near this kind of cliff face that's already a little bit unstable. It's just all those risks. There are so many possible risks.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, I'm going to try and tackle this now.
Come on, Amy girls.
Yeah.
Dylan, how do you think you could have better prepared yourself for this coast walk?
Wearing the appropriate footwear, shoes and not the greatest at the moment. I would have said picking a better tide time, but we picked a pretty good moment. It's real low tide at the moment.
And what would have been the implications if it was high tide?
The risk of possibly getting stranded, possibly needing help from a helicopter or something like that to get us out of here, or a rescue team, which isn't really ideal. Something that we want to try and avoid as much as we can.
Try and turn this.
Just jump from here,
Do you think that's the best outcome?
No, definitely not.
So what are you going to do to get through this obstacle?
I'm going to follow my teammates and their route. See who wants the best.
And so do you guys all agree that maybe now was the best time to do this coast walk?
Yes, probably, but it might have been better a little bit earlier when the tide was like going out, so not when it was at the high of the
What do you guys think's the best option? What are the implications in each route?
This route, yes, it could be done, but then you do have the risk that there's a lot of oyster shells on there and they can slice into your skin quite easily. That way, even though it is a little bit more rocky and you've got the tree in the way, it seems that you can actually walk up that way rather than flying.
So the best outcome route to take would be,
Give it a way to try and do it.
and if that route doesn't work, what are we going to do?
Try and change our route, see if we can find a way that best suits our needs.
Yeah, so we all come to the conclusion that going that route's the best. Francesca?
It's always going to have social media first on the team.
And do you think that's an implication for your progress moving forward?
It does delay time by a few minutes.
And how are we going to maybe improve that
Take the easy option up this route.
so you gain back more time?
So we finished the coastal walk. You guys did a great job. What do you guys think was the most challenging thing you faced on the journey?
Slippery surfaces mostly.
Yeah, definitely slippery surfaces and not really knowing at some points like if we're going to be able to get over them or what was like on the other side of the rocks. Yeah.
If you were to do this again, what would you do differently?
Come at a different time when the tide's a bit further out.
Maybe when the weather is a bit more suitable because it's quite windy today.
And why did that have an influence on your ability to complete the walk today?
Made us feel a bit more chilly, with the wind in our face the whole time as well. But apart from that, it wasn't too much of a big deal. So yeah.
And do you think from your journey through the coastal walk, you've been able to explore and dig deeper into your own surroundings and your own self?
Definitely.
Yes.
And why do you guys think that?
I personally find for myself that just being outdoors kind of opens and unlocks, I guess you could say, like a door within me. I know it sounds kind of corny, but just being outdoors and being surrounded just makes me feel better. So having been able to get outside today and come on this adventure, be aware of our surroundings and even like explore a couple of rock pools and caves for that matter too, has just been a really good experience.
Yeah, probably wouldn't think that I'd be able to do this normally, but yeah, definitely know that I can do stuff, achieve things and do shit.
Yeah, it's great that we sort of came together as a team, sort of put our heads together and thought about things, whereas if you were alone you wouldn't normally think of. So there's a lot of teamwork involved, and heaps of
extra problem, did the questioning make you dig deeper into maybe the decisions that you were making?
Yeah, definitely. It sort of opened my eyes a little bit in terms of thinking, thought, and ways that I wouldn't normally have thought, which is pretty good.
Yeah. Gave you a different perspective on like different ways that you could get down from certain rocks and what would be the best and safest way to do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, having completed this walk as a team, like we've had 3 different sets of eyes, 3 different sets of ears, like to be aware of what's going on around us, and we've got 3 different minds that also come up with all different solutions that help us overcome these obstacles. And between the 3 of us, there's gonna be one idea that's gonna stand out, or either that we're gonna all agree on it. So 3 ideas brought down to 1 is going to be a better option than being on your own, going for one option, and then if something happens and goes wrong, there's, you're on your own. But with a team, you've been able to check out all the options, pick the best course of action, and follow through with it and complete it without any injuries or anything going wrong.
And reflecting on the overall experience, what did you think went well? What do you think didn't go too well? And what do you think we could do better in future?
I think that we all were pretty sensible in the decisions we made and didn't put ourselves in positions where we were going to be at harm.
Working as a team as well, for that matter, there was absolutely no conflict within any of the decisions that were made to overcome those obstacles. We were all able to come to an agreement peacefully.
I concur.
Well, thanks for participating, team. You did great.